Hey guys, and welcome to Biscuits Total War. This is Biscuits giving you an online commentary for a free-for-all. That's right, you heard it, a free-for-all. I haven't done one of these types of battles for my channel, so it's the first time I've actually done this, and I'm actually experimenting with a new microphone today, so there's a lot of new things going on today. I really hope you guys enjoy it. So, a couple of weeks ago, a few people left a little message on the channel saying, hey Biscuits, why don't you put up a free-for-all? I've decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to put up a couple of free-for-alls, and if you guys enjoy it, if you do like it, leave a little comment, let me know what you think. If you want to see more of these videos, let me know, because if you like it, I can sure find some more for you. So I personally haven't done a free-for-all in a very long time. I think it's going back at least about 2 or so years since I properly played a free-for-all. So prior to doing this match, I played 2 other free-for-alls just to try and get myself back into the rhythm, work out what I need to be doing, because it's very much a different style battle to a team 31k game, which is predominantly what I play. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly go through the builds that people have got. I'll start over myself. I've gone for the Macedonians. Now the reason why I've gone for the Macedonians is I didn't want to go for the Romans. Everyone goes for the Romans. I wanted to use a faction that wasn't Roman. Secondly, with Macedon you do get a nice little balanced build and low money. I'm playing at 10k denarii and CWB rules, so Macedon is a nice balanced faction to use for that, and that's the reason why I've gone for them. Anyway, I've gone for 3 royal pikemen, 2 archers, 4 companion cav, and there's also a hidden light lancer in the woods to try and get some kills, because this is on scored resolution. I've got the this guy over here, he's known as Too Good For You, playing as the Carthaginians. He's got a nice unit there, all maxed out. We have got another great player here, Most Wanted number 2, and he's gone for the Greeks, and he's gone for a nice little formation. Some might call this a new box, other people might say it's quite a good tactic, but either way, this is what he's gone for. We've got another player down here, I believe, using the Gauls, which is really cool. His name is SPQR Thor from the OTD clan. And then we've got another player over here who's gone for the Scipii, and his name is PaPaSmerf. He's basically got 3 maxed out Praetorian cav and then 3 shitty units there. And then last but not least, we've got this guy who is known as TheSweatyGamer. Now the TheSweatyGamer is actually a subscriber to this channel, so if you're watching this, TheSweatyGamer, thanks so much for taking part. He's gone for the Romans, but unlike most people, he hasn't gone for Praetorian cav and he hasn't gone for urban cohorts. He instead has got 4 units of Praetorian cohorts and 4 units of legionary cav. So not quite the best cav and not quite the best infantry, just a notch below it. So really nice little balance there. Now what I decided to do was I was going to go for the Carthaginians. I of course had no idea what builds they had brought. I knew where they had stationed their troops, so I was all ready to go and charge at them. I was basically be able to work out where they were, where they deployed, so I knew the Carthaginians were going to be here. So what I decided to do is run my guys over to these guys and try and take them out. But I was quite wary because I could only see 1 unit out in the open, so I thought maybe the Carthaginians might have some hidden units in the woods here. Maybe they've only put 1 unit out in the open, and if I go and attack them, they might try and charge me from the rear. So I was really nervous, really skeptical about attacking this 1 unit, but I thought, you know what, I'll just go for it and see what we can try and do. So my cabs come up close, my infantry is about to join up. I left my light lancer in the woods here. All I'm going to do with these guys is use them to try and get some free kills and try and skirmish around the place. Well, that's the plan was. I've got my archers now shooting these guys. I think I've managed to kill 1 of the units, but these guys are absolutely maxed out, so it's going to be really hard for me to beat them. See, 1 of the guys has now died. They're down to still 81. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send my infantry in. My guys are gold, so they're not as upgraded as good as these guys. So you can see I've already lost quite a few of my pikemen just by touching these guys. But the way I'm going to try and win this is to put my guys into a really deep formation and take off guard mode and aggressively try and push forward. By doing this, what I've done, I've managed to cause this unit to drop into their alt attack When I say alt attack, what they're doing is that if you look really carefully on these sacred band units, they've got their swords drawn rather than pikes. Because they've got their swords drawn, I should be able to finish them off really easily. And then what I'm going to do, when I get down to a smaller amount of numbers, I'm going to get my cav, come around the back and basically do a nice little hammer and anvil charge. So that you can see, that's what I'm doing. I was really nervous that I don't want to draw my cav too far away, because what might happen is that it might ambush me from those woods. So I've charged in, we've managed to eventually kill and rout this unit. As you can see, it took all of my army to eventually rout that one unit, and that's because they were so heavily upgraded. So the enemy general is dead and the army is absolutely finished. So I was expecting what was going to happen is that several units would just jump out the woodwork and try and attack me. So I was pleasantly surprised that I managed to take out the Carthaginians. The only downside is, because I've taken out the Carthaginians, I've lost quite a few pikes, but I've only managed to kill one unit of 82 men. As this is scored resolution, it's all going to be about the kills at the end of the day. And I have taken out one faction, I have taken out one player, but I've only taken out 82 men. Let's have a little glance to see what's going on over here. It looks like no one's really engaged at this stage. The Gauls are running away. They probably want to fight the Scipii in the woods. I don't think anything really is going to happen down here. All the action is going to happen on this side of the battlefield. So the Carthaginians have been taken out. What I need to do now is focus on these guys here. Now if we have a quick little look at these Spartans are really heavily upgraded, so it's going to be really hard for me to take them on. But I do have one slight advantage, and that advantage is that although my pikes aren't as good as these pikes, I've got pikemen, he has got spearmen. Pikemen have got a longer pike, they've got a longer spear basically than the spearmen, so I can use that to my advantage. If I'm really careful, what I might be able to do is just basically pick them off one by one with my pikes and kill them one by one, and they won't be able to attack me, because what they need to do is come out of their formation to attack me. And as you can see, they're playing really defensively at the moment, they're playing really tight, so that's going to play to my advantage. So what I'm going to try and do is shoot him in the backs with my archers. So I've got my archers into line here. Already they're winded, which is really surprising considering they've only moved from that side of the battlefield to this side. I'm going to get them into formation. I've got a flame attack on, just to make sure that initially I'm actually shooting at the right area, which is right, I'm shooting at this unit here. I'm now going to turn to normal fire attack, normal arrow, anytime now. And that's going to be a bit more quicker. It's going to mean that I can fire my arrows off quicker, and it's also going to give me more accuracy when it comes to shooting these guys. So as you can see, I'm gunning for these backs of these Spartans. They're down to 78, and this one's down to 78, so I've managed to kill about 4 of the units so far. I'm now going to get my pikes and position them, one here where that cursor is, hopefully one here, and then one here. The reason is that if I can get my pikes down, I can slowly attack these units here, and as you can see, these units aren't facing me, so I should be able to slowly munch on them. And I'm going to do exactly the same on this side here. And also another bonus is that their general is standing right there, and I might be able to snag him with my pikes if I do it correctly. But the only downside is that these Spartans are just really heavily upgraded, so it's going to be really hard for me to kill this one general unit, and you'll see that in a second. So I'll just double check nothing's going over and over here. Nothing's going over here. Everyone's just running around. No one's attacking anyone. Let's get back to this side. So here we go. I've gone forward, and now I've got my pikes touching this general. So let's see what kind of damage we can do. So I've got a few little attacks on him, as you can see on that animation. I can see that I'm slowly whittling down his health. But see, I've knocked him over once. If he wasn't gold or he wasn't gold with 3 experience chevrons, I'm sure I would have killed him by now. But as you can see, this general is practically indestructible. He's just standing there. He's got no shields, but yeah, I'm just kind of poking him with a spear, and he's just standing there taking it. So it's a bit of a glitch there. I don't think anybody could survive that. As you can see, he literally has a spear going right through his body, and he's just standing there taking it on. So yeah, fair dues to this Greek general. He's doing pretty well, just standing there whilst I'm trying to spear him with my pikes. So what I've tried to do now, I'm going to get this unit and I'm going to try and move him over to this side. But as you can see, I've slightly outdone that incorrectly. My guys have just literally touched this pikes and already I've lost 1, 2, 3, 4 pikemen from that. Now one thing he has quickly done there, which I wasn't expecting, he had a hidden cav unit in the woods. They've quickly run out, they've attacked my guys in the back, but now they're routed. So if you have a look at the damage that's done, I've lost quite a few of my pikemen. Considering I started off with about 112 or 120 men, I'm now down to 66 in that one, I'm now down to 112 and I'm down to 99 on that one. So again, I'm still trying to kill this one damn general unit, still this guy refuses to die, even though he's been prodded by about half a dozen pikes. Again, I've knocked him over, he should be dead, but he's coming back from the death, he's coming back to life again, and I'm just trying to slowly munch away on these Spartans. So I want to do exactly the same manoeuvre here. I'm now going to move this pike unit in there, and what I want him to do, I want him to come out of formation, because the minute he comes out of formation, it's going to make it 10 times easier for me to shoot the backs of these guys. And that's exactly what he's doing at this stage. As you can see, he's coming out of formation, he's now trying to aggressively attack me, and he's also trying to do it on this side. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this infantry unit around the side here, but again my general has been knocked over by these pikes. He's going to probably run over there, but as you can see, he's going to slightly glitch. He's going to run, and now he's going to get touched by these pikes. And unlike the Greek general's made of stronger stuff, unlike my Macedonian general. Though my Macedonian general is now dead. There we go. So it took about 2 pokes with the pikes and he's already dead. So I've now lost my general, which doesn't sound too bad, but because it's the Macedonians, because my upgrades are only gold, that's going to have a huge knock-on effect on my morale. So now all of these units are now all separated. What I can now do is go for a decent cav charge, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to charge straight through these units and aim for this one here. And then what I'm going to hope I can try and do is cause a bit of a rout. But you can see, look, I've charged straight through all this cav, I've killed a general, but the Greeks haven't routed yet. In fact, one of my units have now started to rout. One of my units have got down to 8 men. Only eventually now have I managed to rout 2 of the Greek units. I'm going to go back in for a counter charge and try and finish this unit off. And you can see, look, this Greek unit is still standing still. I've got all of my units attacking it, I've got my archers attacking it, but yet he's still standing still. So eventually we've done that, we've killed the Greeks, but I have managed to lose a lot of my guys. I've managed to lose practically all of my companion cav. I've lost a good chunk of my royal pikemen, but we have managed to defeat 2 armies. We've managed to defeat both the Greeks and both the Carthaginians. So the next thing I need to do is now move over to this side of the battlefield and go and attack. Now ideally I'd love to go and attack the Gauls, because the Gauls are going to be easier for me to kill rather than attacking the SPQR. But what's happened is that the Gauls started to use their arrow fire. They're shooting these guys. As you can see, they've killed a few of the cav units. Because the SPQR, the Senate, don't have any archers, what they're going to do, they're now going to engage their infantry. And you can see the OTD clan member playing as the Gauls is now charging all of his infantry. But what's going to happen now, you can see that the Praetorian cav are going to charge straight around the side here. Now what he should have done, you can tell that the guy doesn't play a lot of 31k, is that instead of trying to go around the flanks like he's done, what he should have done is just crash straight through the centre. If he'd done that, then he would have been able to cause a bit of panic on these units and cause these guys to rout. Now what I've tried to do, I've now moved in my cav to try and get a few little cheeky kills. I wanted to try and kill some of these Gauls. Ideally I probably should have gone towards the Senate, but I've charged in here. One of my units have already routed, so what I'm going to try and do is try and chase down some of these Gaul archers, because these are Forester warbands, and Forester warbands cost about 910 denarii, so they're going to be really high cost units to kill, and that's going to bump up my stats for the scored resolution. But it looks like I'm not the only one who's got that same idea. The SPQR player, sorry, the Senate, get my words out correctly, the blue Scipii player is doing exactly the same. He's now chasing down these units. And now what's going to happen is, there's 3 players left. The Gaul players now admitted defeat. I'm just trying to kill a few of these guys, try and get a few little cheeky kills. But who's left now is myself playing as the Macedonians. I've got TheSweatyGamer playing as the SPQR, and last but not least, we've also got PaPaSmerf playing as the Scipii. So if you have a look here, you can see that PaPaSmerf's units doing a lot of damage here. They've only got a handful of Praetorian cav left, but already they're standing still. They're doing a lot of damage on all of these legionary cav, and that's because if you look at the stats on the cav, the Scipii are just so strong. Now what he should have done, he should have carried on with his attack with his cav, because these 2 units would have been able to beat all of those cav units, and I was going to try and encircle the SPQR, but because he's now pulled out of that attack, I'm also going to pull out of that attack. But in the meantime, I'm going to pull my infantry forward, and I'm probably going to engage on these pike on the SPQR player. So what should really happen here is that the Scipii player should play more aggressively at the end of the day. I'm going to triple speed this because not much is really going to happen over the next couple of moments. He's just basically going to stand here. Now because it's scored resolution, PaPaSmerf should really play more aggressively. He hasn't done hardly any kills. He's almost waited. He's almost playing as if he's doing the last man standing. But what he should do is really take the battle towards myself or the SPQR player. So what's going to happen now, I'm now going to go and attack the SPQR player. What I wanted to do was to phalanx charge him by basically charging in my infantry, dropping down the pikes and using this little barn here as an anchor to make sure that my flank was nice and protected. But I haven't really done that correctly, and because I haven't got a general, what's going to happen now, the minute these units attack my guys, as you can see, one of my units have already started the rout. So I'm now going to pull in my cav, and I'm drastically trying to run my cav in here just to try and support them. But as you can see, my cav are heavily depleted. They've already routed once. I was trying to charge them into the side of that unit here, and I've done a few kills. I've managed to do a bit of damage, but as you'll see now, my cav has now started to rout. I'm going to pull my cav back out, but there we go. You can see, look, that's just how strong the Praetorian infantry is and how bad my cav is in comparison, especially once they're routed. What you notice now is that the TheSweatyGamer is now going to move his cav around the side of this building, and he's going to attack my backs of my guys. I have positioned my archers here, and that's to basically act as a bit of a buffer to try and prevent these units from coming around the back, and also to try and buffer this cav charge. But you'll see in a moment, without me having my general in the unit, my morale is going to be super low, and also one of my units have already routed. So what's going to happen now, it's going to do a really nice hammer down bow strike. We'll see a charge straight at the back of my guys, and boom, that's it. My guys are mass routed, and that's pretty much it. I've only got one cav unit left, and I'm going to quickly pull that cav unit out. I was hoping I might be able to try and get a few cheeky kills, but that's not going to be successful. So it's now pretty much 1 versus 1. It's going to be down to TheSweatyGamer versus PaPaSmerf. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to again triple speed it for a few moments. Again, not much is going to happen for a little while. I was really surprised by this. I really thought that the Scipii player would play more aggressively. But what's going to happen now, the Senate's going to get back into position, rest his guys, make sure his guys got plenty of rest because they're currently winded at the moment, and he'll wait until they get back to fresh before he launches an attack. In the meantime, the Scipii player is pretty much going to stand there. He's going to use his Triarii to try and chase away my cav, but I can see that, and I'm just going to move my cav backwards and forwards and wait for the perfect opportunity to basically advance with my cav. In the meantime, in the background, you can just about see I've got this one archer unit that has come back from routing, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to withdraw those units from the battlefield because these guys really can't do too much damage. they're not going to be able to kill anybody. If I do use them to attack anybody, they're just going to instantaneously rout and they're going to die, and that will give the advantage to the opposition because they get some free kills. As I say, it's down to kills, it's scored resolution, so it's down to the amount of quality kills that you get. At this stage, I was talking to the Senate player and I was talking to the Scipii player, saying like, come on guys, now's the time to attack. The Scipii have got the advantage regarding their cav, but well and truly, if we have a look at the TheSweatyGamer, he's got the advantage when it comes to the infantry. So if he does a good little charge, positions all of his guys correctly, maybe throws off a few volleys of peeler, he should be able to easily win that. So he's coming in with his infantry, as you can see. I was just kind of waiting around, as you can see here, waiting to try and get this perfect strike. He's now going to try and chase off my guys. As you can see, I was too slow for this, and he's managed to rout my light lancers. My light lancers will come back in a moment, but what's going to happen now, the Senate are now going to charge into these infantry units, and he's managed to rout them, so he's done really, really well there. I'm now going to get my cav back, and what's going to happen is, as you can see, the Senate are now trying to attack this one unit. What he should really do now is pull his cav up here, so we can now go for a counter charge and surround these guys. And you'll see what's going to happen now. The cav is now going to charge in here to try and do a nice little attack. I'm now going to throw my light lancers to try and assist. What you'll see in a second, you'll see how bad these light lancers are. Once they're routed, they're pretty much useless. So they're going to charge in, get a nice little bonus here, and boom, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, there we go, they're routed, and these guys aren't going to come back. So as you can see here, both sides are attacking here. The TheSweatyGamer is doing a nice little move. He's using the ult attack, as you can see, doing a lot of damage here. He's taking out a good chunk of this Praetorian cav, but this Praetorian cav is just overwhelmingly, it's not OP, but it's been absolutely maxed out. So what he really needs to do is to make sure that he gets the higher ground. He doesn't want to use his guys and attack up the hill, because if these guys come crashing down this hill, they're going to cause these guys to instantaneously rout. So you'll see in a second, he's going to go in with his Triaria, he's going to try and attack this one unit, and now in comes the Praetorian cav. One unit's going to go in and attack, and then this unit should go in at any time now, just counting this down. So you'd normally think that the Senate are going to win this hands down, but in comes that one unit. Is going to now attack this general, and that's going to cause the Senate to rout, and that's it. So the Senate are totally out of it now. So if we have a look at this, if this is last man standing, then effectively the Scipii have won that. As you can see, they've routed all of the Senate. The Senate's all gone. My army's now left the battlefield, and it's down to scored resolution. So at this stage, guys, you've got to ask yourself, who do you think's won? Do you think it's myself? I did manage to kill the Carthaginians, I did manage to kill the Greeks. They were high cost money units, but the amount of kills I got were physically low. Or was it down to the Scipii, because the Scipii managed to get a few kills and they are the last man standing? Or was it the Senate, because the Senate did a lot of kills against the Gauls? They also killed myself and also a good number of the Scipii. So here's the answer. TheSweatyGamer came in first, and if you look at his kills, he got in over 1,000 kills. Really, really nicely played there, TheSweatyGamer. Myself, Heaven Biscuits, I came in second at 600 kills. PaPaSmerf came in third at 500 kills. And if you have a look at fourth, it was the Greeks, and then fifth it was the Gauls, and last but not least, we got too good for you, who was the Carthaginians. So guys, I hope you really enjoyed that. It was quite interesting. And guys, please let me know what you think of this. If you enjoy this free-for-all, leave a little comment, because if you enjoy it, if you like it, let me know, and I will get more battles up. I know it feels like it's 2013, and you're watching potentially what the Prince of Macedon used to do many, many years ago. I really enjoy those free-for-alls. So guys, let me know what you think, and hopefully we'll catch you soon for another online battle on Biscuits Total War. In the meantime, thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and don't forget to comment. Catch you soon. Bye now.